This video is to give you some information about your turn-in homework for lesson 3. So if you are at the bottom of your lesson 3 for the turn-in homework, once again, this has two parts. One is the actual file, which I'll open here, and the other part is uploading this roller coaster CSV onto CodeApp. So here's a link to CodeApp. Here's a video showing you exactly how to do the linear regression on CodeApp. So watch that video before you get started on the homework. And so we'll get into the assignment itself. So first, upload the file. Here's your file. Again, please download. Work on, if you need to do it on your own paper, just make sure you write all the instructions, draw the images, leave plenty of space for feedback. Use complete sentences when asked for, and don't forget units. Check your units carefully, especially on this assignment. So first, creating a scatter plot, label the axes, create a scatter plot, sketch an approximate line of best fit. It doesn't have to be exact. I just want to make sure that you have a general understanding of what the line of best fit is. Match the correlation coefficients with the scatter plots. Demonstrate an understanding of correlation coefficients and the strength of relationships. Here's a scatter plot with an R value. So we ran a linear regression on this data set. We got an R value of 0.5446. Write a sentence or two about the relationship. So we do know a little bit about their linear relationship, but looking at this image, is there any other things that you can say about whether or not these variables are related? So use that R value, use the image in your response. Finally, run a linear regression either on CodeApp, your calculator, Excel, and find the linear regression equation. Don't round super early. Use a bunch of values, I'd say 3 or 4 after the decimal place ideally. And note that this is given in thousands of miles, and the value of the truck is given in thousands of dollars. So 22 corresponds to 22,000. 17 here corresponds to 17,000. So keep that in mind when you're answering the following questions. We pay attention to our variables. 75,000 miles corresponds to what value in our model? So first, give the linear equation using the variables as defined above, M and V. Give the correlation coefficient and interpret it. So strong, weak, positive, negative, linear relationship between the variables using the actual variables. Don't just say the variables. Use mileage and value of the truck. Use your model to predict how many miles are on a truck valued at $30,000. Find the value of a truck with 75. Sorry, I skipped that 1,000 miles on it. Show your work. Again, show your work on this one. Find the amount of error, which is the difference between the actual value and the predicted value. So our linear regression will make predictions, but we also have our actual values. So I want you to find both those values and show the difference between them. And lastly, for this assignment, would it be better to predict a truck with 75,000 miles or 150,000 miles? Justify your response. Different ways of doing this. Some students calculate, some try and use other vocabulary terms within the section to justify their response without having to do any sort of calculation. So upload your file here. Then there's one other question where you are going to open the assignment or open the CodeApp, put the coaster CFV into CodeApp or Excel if you prefer. I told you what variables to plot. Upload the graph. It will ask for correlation coefficient, interpret it. Then do the same thing, right, with two other variables, correlation coefficient, interpret, and give the linear regression equation here. Right, so if you have any questions, no, I will have to manually grade these pieces, so don't be surprised if your score increases quite a bit. You might get 0. You might get some points if you have the exact value, but with rounding and stuff, just know that I will be grading these manually when you are done. Let me know if you have questions, and I will see you in lesson 4.